Hello again guys, it's Captain Invisible here and welcome to another video for Medieval 2 Total War Challenge Accepted. So in this battle I'm going to play against Paladinbob and we're going to test out the Noob box theory again, just to test how good they are. Paladinbob saw my last video and he basically said that it was rubbish, it was pointless, and he hated it. He didn't use those exact words, but he was probably thinking about them. But no, what he said was it wasn't a very convincing test, and he felt that he could do better by using pikemen and standards and things. So we've decided to set up this battle. And we're going to test the theory again. Same rules, max 5-2 cav, no artillery, elephants or guns. He's more than welcome to bring a standard if he wants, and I'm just gonna show the army setup now, and then we'll get into the battle. So I'm gonna bring a similar army to last time. 4 of these Jaguar warriors. I think I only brought 3 last time, but they are good, so I'll bring 4 of them. 4 of the M2tw for morale shock, and I'll bring some more of these eagle warriors because they're good on the charge. Sorry, I've just replied to pike and shock. He wanted to come in to observe the battle, so we're just going to test the Aztecs versus Venice in a new box. He seems to find that very amusing. It is an amusing test because the Aztecs really aren't that good, but it's going to give us a better idea of how good the new box is. So we'll give it a go. So I'm going to bring a similar army to last time, except I might not bring any spears because the spears weren't that useful last time. I've just upgraded my troops just to give them a bit more attack, but I think I do decide against using spears because they are not that good. So I want to bring more coyote priests, and I'll bring another eagle warrior just to overwhelm Paladinbob with infantry. But yeah, I want to spread my fear effect throughout his entire army. By spreading the coyote priest, I can get more coverage on his army. So I shall see you on the battlefield, guys. So here we are on the battlefield. I'm going to set up my army. Obviously, pike and shot is playing as Hungary in one section of the battlefield, so I just need to face Paladinbob on his side, and I'll let Paladinbob know that I'm directly facing him so that he can set up in his new box if he has to reposition, and then my army can just march straight forward towards him. So I'll just spread my guys out. There's no real art to playing as the Aztecs, or at least formation wise. Just basically put your infantry wherever, and you can deal with setting up their formation later on, flanking and things, but yeah, there's not really much you can do with their army. So yeah, I went for a very heavy use of infantry. The standard 4 archers that I brought last time, and I've got 3 coyote priests instead of the 2 I brought last time, and we'll see how well this goes without these spears. I was hoping he didn't bring cavalry, but to be honest, if he did, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. So I'll just put on that I'm facing him directly. So yeah, this test, Paladinbob didn't think that my results were very good on my last video, which I kind of agree with him. The army selection was what I thought a noob would bring, just spamming infantry and just forming them up in a box. But he wanted to try it with pikemen and with missile superiority, so I decided to just let him set up the army as he wanted, and we'll see how well the new box can face the Aztecs in that scenario. I just want to point out as well before the battle starts that Paladinbob is a very experienced player with the use of pikes and just in general. So he is going to play a lot better. He's going to play a lot better than a new player would, and his formation is going to be a lot stricter and tighter than a new player would. So yeah, he's going to play better, and it'll affect the results in that he is a better player, but it shouldn't be used as an indication that new boxes are any better than what they are. Bearing in mind also I'm using the Aztecs, which is amusing, and I'm just commenting on how pretty his new box is. It was very neat. I did thoroughly enjoy trying to rip it to shreds with my Aztecs. So I'm just going to move into archery range. He has a lot more archery capability than I do. It looks like he's brought 3 units of the Pavis crossbowmen, and he's got 2 units of the Venetian heavy infantry protecting his rear, and he's also protected the corners of his new box with these skiltrum formations. So it's a very good idea to do that, because it will stop infantry getting into the gaps. So yeah, overall a very nice formation. His pikes are set up very well. Looks like he's doubled up on his pikemen, so they're going to be very strong from the front. It's going to be interesting facing them, because I didn't know how the Aztecs would react to pikes. I can see though that he's got a weakness in the rear of his formation, just being protected by Venetian heavy infantry. So it's going to be a problem for him if I manage to get round his flanks. And we'll just say hello to Pike and Shot. He's just going to sit back there and admire the chaos. So I'm moving my army forward, and I'm going to take some shots off at these pikemen. There would be no point in me trying to engage these crossbowmen, because their missile defense with those shields on their backs is just going to do way too much for my missiles to do anything to. So we'll just fire on his pikemen who don't have shields and won't be that well protected against my archers. And I'm just going to rush my infantry forward. The idea was to rush my infantry forward and scare his crossbowmen back, so that they're going to skirmish away and hopefully get out of the way whilst my infantry does what they need to do. So my army is just rushing forward now in about as much order as the Aztecs can manage. I'm just going to try and surround him, position all my infantry on the flanks, and I'm just going to charge these Eagle Warriors on the flanks into his left flank, and hopefully try and crack these armoured sergeants, because they're not going to do that well against my infantry. Spearmen don't really do that well against infantry anyway, at least heavy infantry, but my Aztecs are going to have a combination of sort of armour piercing and scare effect, and just an unrealistically high attack that they're just going to be able to chew through them. The problem is going to be his pikemen at the front. They're going to really hold off my infantry and really make it difficult for me. But I'm going to send my infantry around the back of his formation, where he's got all of his missiles now clumped up. His crossbowmen really didn't get that good a position to try and stop my infantry, and so I managed to pin all his missiles at the back of his formation, and that's going to be a fight that my infantry is going to win quite handily. But they are going to hold me off for quite a while. I was hoping that they would break sooner so that I could crash into his formation, but that's obviously not going to be the case. So I moved my Coyote priests up to do their chanting. Let's see these Venetians mind being told that their livers and kidneys are going to be eaten by the dogs of the gods. Dogs of the gods. I do make this stuff up, really. It's not planned at all. So I'm just going to give my men some morale support because it is becoming a wearing down fight, and it's a fight that my guys are not going to be able to stand up to that much. His standard really is helping his morale, the morale of his troops, and it's really going to make my job harder because the longer I'm engaged with his infantry, the weaker my guys are going to get. The Aztecs don't have very much armour, and they just require the shock and awe tactic of surrounding and crushing the enemy, whereas his Venetian heavy infantry and his other units are going to do better in more of a slow slugging match, where my guys are going to get tired quicker and we're just going to lose all momentum. So I do manage to break through in his rear, although his units are still holding me off quite well. I managed to surround his right flank.
Our brash warlord has been slain.
General does die at this point, and that's going to cause a morale shock across my entire army. The Aztecs rely on the morale of the general really to keep them going, and with all the fire arrows coming in, which are probably killing a lot of my own men as well, and with his men staying strong and with superior numbers, my guys just aren't gonna stand much of a chance. Here I just say that unless my men return in good numbers, I'm calling this match a loss, because at this point it looks like he's still got a lot of his infantry left, and my guys have broken quite handily. I do still have some numbers left, but it looks like it's a defeat for the Aztecs on this day. So as you can see from his formation, he's got his standard in the centre, and he's had his pikemen. He had his pikemen at the front, and he had some supporting units at the back, and his heavy infantry was able to sort of support his pikemen as and where they were needed. It's this kind of formation right here that is where new boxers will really excel. The use of the pikemen and the superior missiles, but mainly the pikemen and the heavy infantry support, really did allow his box to hold a lot longer than Spartan Quops did. So I'm just going to admit defeat, and we're going to have a look at the results, and I shall show you Paladinbob's results as well, that he sent me, and we're just going to have a look and see how they compare. So here are my results. As you can see, Paladinbob got way more kills than me. It was similar in the last battle, except I broke Spartan Quop's army, and I got more. I kind of got all my kills via captures, but unfortunately I couldn't break Paladinbob's army, and he's managed to just completely break mine instead, and I just couldn't get my kills down. So my thoughts on this would be that in the hands of a skilled player, a Noob box does actually work quite well, at least against the Aztecs. But I do have a third battle for you, where Paladinbob wanted to try out a new army of his, and we shall I'll show you how well a stationary pipe-based army does against an army that is more mobile and has a decent missile contingent as opposed to what the Aztecs have. So I'll see you in that battle, but I shall show you Paladinbob's results, and I'll let you look over those. I shall put a link in the description to Paladinbob's YouTube channel. There's a lot of videos on there regarding pikemen and their uses. And don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you.